Guys, so I thought as a continuation to last week's weight video I would go over some of the questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. I'm not going to say names in case you don't want me to, but I'll just jump right into it. The first question is, what are some tips for not overeating? The main thing that I would say for this is I always make sure to, I've identified that my kind of snacking time is in the evening after I've kind of done everything and I've sat down for a minute. That's my kind of snacking moment, and so that's when I need to make sure that I can have something. So I just save my calories for then. I'll make sure that I've got about 300 calories spare at the end of the night to be able to do that. So it's planning ahead basically, if that makes sense. I hope this isn't TMI, but do you have saggy skin or do you find that your body is toned? My body is far from being toned. I've had a baby. I do have saggy skin completely. Like I showed you what my stomach looks like in that video before, and I have like a little bit of like sagginess here and that kind of thing. Yeah, look at that. But it is what it is. Like, I've had a baby. My body is just different to how it was before, and that's okay. What's different this time? You seem to be in a happier place and finding weight loss, dare I say, easy. Go back and watch the previous video because I covered that, but the main part of it is I kind of discovered what the way of eating that is sustainable and that I enjoy most is. How do you respond to people commenting on your weight loss? This is actually a really interesting question. It's a funny one, isn't it? I never ever will say to somebody, oh my god, you've lost so much weight. I will always make a point of saying, oh my god, you look amazing. Which one could argue that that's not great either, because you're saying you look amazing now because you've lost weight in their mind. But I always make a point of saying it that way. I've had like a mixed bag really. Some people just don't say anything at all, which is good in a certain sense, but in another sense I feel like it's awkward, like you're ignoring like something really obvious. So that's that. Or people will say, no, you look really good now, and they'll keep making a point of it. Like I've got one particular friend who always does this, and he will make a particular point about it, and I almost then feel like they're really trying to tell you that like you didn't look great before. That might be your interpretation of it, but that's a bit awkward. And then the other side of it is now I've reached a point where people will say that, oh, you're too thin, oh, you've lost so much weight, don't lose any more. And it's like, well, number one, it's not your business in any way, shape or form. Number two, I think the problem with that for me is they only notice one thing, and that is that I get really bony around here, like my clavicle area. It's just my shape. It's nothing really to do with anything else. So they notice that, and then they think that you're too thin, if that makes sense. They don't look at the whole picture, because technically speaking, at this moment in time, my BMI still says that I'm overweight. I'm really, really short, so my BMI thinks I need to weigh like 7 stone, which is just not ever going to happen. So yeah. Have you been exercising regularly? No, bar walks. I go for a walk most days. I hit and miss whether I do my 10k steps. On work days I tend to, but like during lockdown and stuff, we'd go for a really long walk most days, but that was it really. I would really love to exercise a bit more, but like I said in my previous video, I'm a bit time deprived. I'd love to know any strategies you have for staying motivated and focused. In all honesty, my main motivation and focus is I want to set a really good example for my daughter on how you maintain a healthy body and a healthy weight. That clothes is a massive motivator for me. I want to be able to wear the clothes that I can wear and kind of look, you know, a certain way. And seeing progress I think is really motivating. If you just like keep plateauing and nothing happens for weeks on end, then you're not gonna be motivated in my mind. So that's kind of what the 3 things that I find motivate me. Right, let me just do some more. We'll do a couple more. How do you find the motivation? I'm struggling. Like I said, you have to identify what your motivators are. So maybe your motivators might be you love reaching your 10k steps every day. Or your motivation might be that you love being able to buy smaller size clothes, or your motivation might be that you love how it makes you feel. That is another really important thing. When you eat well, you feel better. You actually do. Like, I eat so many vegetables, and I did before, but I ate a ton of crap as well. And it just makes you feel good when you're eating well. It really, really does. And it's kind of almost, that feeling good is better than anything else, if that makes sense. Right, we'll do one more. We'll do advice for someone at their biggest: 0 control around food, low confidence and desperate. First of all, I'm really, really sorry that you feel like that, and I'm sending you hugs, because I've been there and it's not nice. It's not a nice feeling. However, 0 control around food, to me that means that there is maybe another issue there that kind of needs tackling a little bit, and I know because I've been in that situation as well. What I've done is I've read a lot of books about the topic, and I find that quite helpful. 2 that I can recommend is Just Eat It and Mind Over Binge. I'm actually in the middle of reading Mind Over Binge at the moment, but I am finding it quite helpful. Both of which I'll link down below for you. So read up on things like that and be able to kind of pinpoint what your triggers are. Are you eating as like type of a reward? Are you eating to compensate for something? Being just really mindful of how to find the motivation, I think, is really great. And you can just start kind of really small steps and gradually increase what you're doing. Gradually kind of like increase looking at your calories. Maybe just start just eating really healthily and making sure that you're eating loads of fruit and veg, drinking loads of water, and do it in little baby steps until you feel that you're at a point where you are confident and that's where you want to get to. That's the main thing. But I also want to say that I am by no means an expert on this topic. I am not the, you know it all person for weight loss, clearly. Like, I've still got a little bit of weight to lose. To be honest with you, to be at my kind of lowest weight that I feel great at, I would have to probably lose about half a stone, just over half a stone. And I could do it, and I might still do it, but at the moment I'm okay kind of where I'm at. And it's not a linear process. That's the thing. You have better weeks and worse weeks, but as long as you get back on it, it's the overall thing that is good. And I definitely think that kind of having a more important bit of motivation. So for me, it was I just wanted to kind of be really healthy and be. This sounds really stupid, but like a hot mum. Does that make sense? I'm sorry if that sounds really lame, but I am very, very mindful as well of not coming across as being preachy or annoying about these things, because I'm aware that it's bloody hard, and I don't want anybody to feel like I'm making it look easy when it's not. But it is easier when you hit a certain point in your mind and in your life and you feel ready to tackle it. I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will love you and leave you. Please let me know if you've got any further questions down below, and I'll respond to them, or I'll do a part 2 for this as well if you want me to. And I will start doing what I eat in a day a little bit more often for you as well. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye.